Hi, tell them that you hurt your paw. It's the back one, not the front ones. She says, but I'm feeling better. I love you. She's like, please let me go. Hey guys, it's Liv. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I am being sponsored by coffee. I started drinking coffee like this time-ish last year. I went 24 years without drinking coffee. I don't know, Greg told me to try it, and so I started drinking it, and then I had a Starbucks addiction, and now I make it at home, and I'm just obsessed. So if you are someone who doesn't really know a lot about coffee, or if you find yourself just kind of like wandering the coffee aisle at the store, trying to figure out which one to buy, Trade Coffee makes it so easy. You take a quiz online and then they recommend a specific coffee just for you and deliver it right to your front door. Okay, so the first question, what is your coffee experience level? I'm pretty new to all of this, at an intermediate stage, I'm pretty advanced, or I'm a total coffee nerd. So I chose I'm pretty new to all of this. How do you make coffee at home? I use a espresso machine. Do you add anything to your coffee? I do a mix of all of the choices. And then what roast level do you typically enjoy? So I chose dark roast. How do you like your coffee to taste? Classic and traditional. So I chose that one. And then do you buy ground coffee, whole bean, or both? And I always buy whole bean. So then basically they just recommend you a type of coffee. You can say, yes, I want this one. They send it to you. And then the coolest thing is that after you try a coffee, you can rate it, and then they kind of like learn your preferences and they can better match you to different coffees. So the one that they matched me with this time is Onyx Coffee Lab. I love this bag, it's so cool. And the coffee type I think is called Geometry. It says blueberry, sweet lemon, honey, black tea, silky, and round. So I think those are kind of like the notes that you can expect. So I'm gonna go make this, but if you guys wanna try out Trade Coffee for yourself, the first 100 people to click the link in the description box below will get 30% off their first bag of coffee and free shipping. So if you guys wanna try it out, make sure you go click the link right now. Even though we just had a snowstorm yesterday, it's like pretty warm in my house. I'm wearing a warm sweater and I'm really feeling iced coffee. So I'm gonna show you how I make my iced coffee. I'm gonna turn this on. Sure there's water in it, which there is. Okay, so while this is starting up, basically all you do, I get whole bean coffee because this grinds it for you, like fresh every time. So you just pour it, oh my god, this smells so good. Pour that in. So I actually do shots of espresso because I find if you pour a whole coffee, then there's just like way more hot liquid. So I like to do like 1 to 2 shots of espresso instead. Yep, that's good. Matches my sweater. So this is kind of the only meal in this video that has some processed foods, but then the other 2 meals that I'm gonna be making today are made in like the less processed version. So I have an idea for lunch. Greg's really excited about it. Also, if 1 piece of bread and a little bit of cheese doesn't seem like a filling breakfast, it's because we both work from home. So like when we get, when we get hungry, we just eat again. Like we can eat an early lunch. So definitely if you're going to school or going to an office, don't eat like 1 piece of bread for breakfast because you'll for sure be starving. What I eat in a day is a very personal thing. It's not me telling you what to eat in a day. If you guys are wondering where Hazel is, she's at doggy daycare today. Really sad that Willa can't play with her, so we took her to doggy daycare so she can play with her friends. We had to use this cheese to get Willa to take her medicine for her foot. So like, there's not that much left. Also, I don't know if it's an East Coast thing. Someone told me it's a New Brunswick thing to have cheese with like jam, but I feel like people must do that in other places. I think it's delicious. I'm gonna go eat this, and I will see you guys soon for lunch. we are making this chili because it's going on top of fries. I don't want it to be super chunky because then when you like pick up a fry, everything will fall off. So I'm gonna use my cute little food processor, and we're gonna just process everything into small little pieces. You can also do any other vegetables you like. This is just kind of like my go-tos. When processed, it's about 3.5 cups of small chopped veggies. To make this, we're going to just start by sauteing in the Instant Pot. We're just gonna do a little bit of oil into the bottom and just saute them for a couple minutes just so that the onion kind of gets browned and like things start to soften. So I'm gonna do a mix of red and brown, and I'm gonna do 1 cup total. And then we're also gonna add in 1 can of diced tomatoes. These are just no salt added. And then we're also gonna add in a veggie broth. For those of you who are looking for a stovetop chili recipe, like if you don't have an Instant Pot, I have a really good lentil chili in my cookbook. So for people who have my book, it is page 160. So this is looking and smelling pretty good. So we're just gonna add in our lentils, our canned tomatoes, and our broth, as well as the chili powder. So I'm gonna do a couple tablespoons of chili powder. And chili powder, I want to get the kind that has paprika, chili powder, cumin, salt, coriander, garlic, oregano, and cloves. So this is like a combination of spices, but basically we're just going to stir it all up. And then I am going to turn it off of saute. Cancel. Put it, I guess I should put the lid on. Manual for 9 minutes, and then we're just gonna leave that. So then for the potatoes, I like to peel them. You can keep the skin on if you want, kind of like a more rustic kind of fries, but I'm just gonna peel them for this because I like the look of it better. The way I like to cut my potatoes into fry shapes is cutting it in half like this, into slices like this, and sometimes I'll like turn one of these over like that, and then I just cut them into fry shapes like this. You can just put them in the air fryer like that if you don't want to do anything to them or if you're in a rush, but if you want to make them like actually really super good, you can put them in a big bowl. Just like a little drizzle, some paprika, a little pinch of salt, and then some ground pepper. And then if you have a big enough bowl, you can just toss them right in the bowl. Put them into your air fryer on the little rack thingy. I like to put them on 400 for 9 minutes, and then usually I'll kind of check them, shake them around a bit, and then put them on for another like 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, we accidentally blew a fuse, so we had to put the fries over there, but I'm just gonna make the cheese sauce right now. I'm just gonna do a cashew one because it's super quick, especially if you have like a high-speed blender, because you don't even have to soak your nuts. Oops. Some water, and I did about the same amount of cashews as water, about a tablespoon of lemon juice, nutritional yeast, probably like 3 tablespoons-ish, a pinch of salt, a little bit of turmeric. This is just for color. If you don't have turmeric, don't go out and buy some just for this, but this just adds like a nice kind of orangey color. Then I'm also gonna add some chipotle chili powder just to give this a little bit of spice and just like a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to just pour this in, heat it on like medium to low heat. Sometimes cashews can like get stuck to the pot really easily. You can see it's starting to thicken and kind of plump on the whisk, so you just want to make sure that you keep stirring it, because if you don't, it literally will just like burn and crust to the bottom of the pot. Give it a nice stir. It's nice and thick. The lentils are cooked, which is what we like to see. And then you can just taste it to see if you want to add any more salt or anything like that. And what I'm actually gonna do now, just because the tomatoes are like a little bit big, I'm just gonna take a potato masher and just like gently mash it to kind of break up the tomatoes. They're a little big. Life-changing. Low-processed chili cheese fries. We should start making chili so that we have leftovers and then we can make chili cheese fries. Greg says. We're back and we're making noodles. I have something exciting to show you guys. It is one of my Christmas presents from Greg. He got me this sexy knife and he got it engraved with my Live B logo. Before I cut this, so I got a little too excited about the knife. Before I cut this, we are going to soak the noodles. So I just get a pot and I fill it with really, really hot tap water. And then I just want to shove them in. You can like let them sit for a bit and then they'll kind of like get a little softer and then you can submerge it a little bit better. But I just like to use a pot with a lid so that the heat doesn't escape and the water doesn't cool down too quickly. So I just put them in that and then I just set it aside. Shocker, we're using bok choy because bok choy is my favorite vegetable in the whole world. Just chop this up. Holy talkie, this knife is very sharp. I was not expecting that. A little bit of green onion. Keeping with the green theme. Holy shit, this is sharp. Mushrooms in here, so just chop those bad boys up. And then the other thing that I put in, because I had some from something else, fresh basil. Oh my gosh, guys, it actually makes it taste so good. This is the only thing that we are gonna add in a little bit later because you wanna add it in like not with all the other stuff because then the flavor will kind of just like get lost. You want it to be a little bit more fresh. And then I am gonna add in some frozen green beans. I'm just gonna add some oil into the frying pan. Once the veggies are like 1/2 to 3/4 of the way done, I'm just going to push them all to the side and then add them in. So how we are going to season these is with a little bit of this soy-free sauce, a little bit of that while these are cooking to add a little bit more liquid. But then when I serve them, we're gonna serve them with some of this almond sauce. Add in the basil if you're using it. So I'm just gonna turn this off and let it sit for just another minute while I get a plate. Oh, the noodles are perfect. They remind me of the ones from the mall, like the pad thai in the mall. If you guys want to check out Trade Coffee and get 30% off and free shipping off your first bag of personalized coffee delivery, click the link in the description box below. Only the first 100 people will get that, so make sure to click that link. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this video, if you want more of the low process kind of recipes. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.